All right, hey everyone, and the topic of this podcast will be: Will England whitewash or brownwash India? To be politically correct, 5-0. Don't get too offended. Don't get too offended. Give us some time. Give us some time. I'm gonna make sure. Let's talk about the last three Test series that India had in England. England 2011. Whether you believe it or not, India lost 4-0. 2014. Believe it or not, India lost 3-1. In 2018, India lost 4-1. So what a great team we have, but we have always lost in England. Now my prediction is, again don't hate me, but my prediction is India is going to lose 5-0 in this time. And I have a lot of solid reasons for that. And one of the first reasons, I want a lot of opinion from Sanju, Manju and Bhuvan. First thing is Jasprit Bumrah, who I feel is like the greatest fast bowlers India has ever had. And as everybody knows that test bowlers, the fast bowlers, the bowlers win you the match. Like they have to take 20 wickets. If you don't take it, you're not going to win the match. And Bumrah was a main weapon, but right now Bumrah is just not the same fast bowler that he was. I mean, for me, he's the second greatest fast bowler ever India has produced after Venkatesh Prasad, who was so quick but slightly slower than the legendary spinner Anil Kumble. But otherwise, Venkatesh Prasad was amazing. Now, I can blame Jasprit Bumrah's losing the edge on his Shadi and the IPL riches, but I won't. I'm going to blame Bumrah directly. And this is my opinion that if you want to be a great test bowler, you got to be ready to die on the field. And Bumrah is nowhere near that benchmark right now. And Bumrah, if you notice in WTC final, he took how many wickets? Let me count. Okay, I've done 0. And let me count how many wickets he took in this warm-up match, which all the crappy batsmen were there from England. 1. Okay, so he has taken 1 wicket in 2 test matches. Now, what do you think about this thing, Sanju Manju? Do you think I'm over-exaggerating, or do you think Bumrah has actually lost the edge? And what's going to do Bumrah? He's going to take 5 wickets in 5 test matches?
No. I think it's already. I mean, everyone agrees now. Probably this would have been a controversial thing to say maybe 1 month back or something. But now I think after the WTC final and the even the warm up match, I think everyone agrees that he has lost the edge, and that's the reason I think they're also trying other bowlers. Otherwise, they would have just stuck with the three bowlers which they tried during the WTC. But
I think you're referring to Virat Kohli bowling in the nets. Go on.
So I think definitely it's a cause of concern because because we need to have wicket taking bowlers, and Bumrah was our weapon from last I think couple of years. And now it seems just I mean I completely agree with you. I think the instincts is not there. I mean the will to do good, dig hard and
to be the best,
yeah.
Right? It's just something is missing. Bhuvan, do you want to put your 2 cents in?
Yeah, I think Bumrah's edge is going to be critical if India has to do well in the series. And you are right. I tend to agree with you that his edge is missing since the last few months. I don't remember a match-winning performance in a test match from Bumrah in a long time. It takes me, I can't remember. Like for other players, okay, last match-winning innings or last match-winning, bowling spell. For Bumrah, it's been a while. And if India has to do well and save themselves from a final whitewash, Bumrah is the key man. And unfortunately, like Bumrah, at least his name carries so much weight that he will start all the matches if he is fit.
Okay,
Right,
so the deal is moving on to the next one before that. See, if Bumrah, our best bowler, when your best bowler does not perform, you're not going to win anything. Other thing is, I do remember his last amazing test performance. That is by dropping out of test matches to get married to a woman who keeps putting on pictures on Instagram that Bikram is so addicted that every night before he sleeps, he looks at them and he says, "How awesome. So the second problem is that we have Pujara, who used to win us matches. Now he just cannot score. Okay, he just draws matches. And Virat Kohli has not scored, believe it or not, for last 2 years he has not scored a century. So which is a huge problem. So quickly a word on that. Do you think that could be a problem, because you need some bowlers to win your matches and somebody to score? Those are 2 players who are supposed to score centuries on difficult pitches at the time and win the matches. But right now this guy has become like 17 run of 87 deliveries instead of 137 or 300 deliveries, which is what something which we want to talk about. Pujara and Virat Kohli has not been Virat Kohli since, I don't know, he impregnated his wife or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think yeah, it's that has been the winning template for India, that Virat Kohli has to score, and Pujara has to also score, and also blunt the bowling. But it's not going to work in England anyway, because Duke ball just swings all the time, right? And the pitches will be difficult, so you can't even blunt the bowling. And the main problem, as you rightly pointed out, is that he's not scoring runs. He's still playing a lot of balls, but he's not able to make runs, and that's not good enough at this level anyway. Maybe if it was in India, then that's fine, but in difficult conditions you need runs on the board. You can't just survive in England, which we have seen.
Because we can't win matches because of survival, right?
Yeah, correct.
Bhuvan, do you have something to add on this thing, or we move on?
Yeah.
Like, do you think how big a concern this is?
It is. Pujara's form is a big concern. I still have faith and confidence in Kohli doing well, even though he's not scoring centuries. I mean, he's still making runs, and you don't see him lose his edge. But Pujara's form is a big concern. Just to add to
Alright.
it, the midfield is. I mean, the middle order is soft. I would add Rahane also in the mix, because Rahane and Pujara have not had like man of the series performance in forever. Like they will score one match and then he'll go silent for 3-4 matches. So both of them have to fire.
Rahane
Alright,
is
fair enough.
punching bag anyway.
Rahane, we love Rahane. Rahane is our punching bag, and we'll be surprisingly putting his picture at the very right time at the end of the podcast. Now, there's a big problem with a fast bowling all-rounder. If any place you need a fast bowling all-rounder, it is in bloody England. Because since whatever 80s and early 90s, we've been waiting after Kapil Dev, somebody will replace him. So we found six-pack Hardik Pandya. But then he got married, then he made a practical decision, made a lot of money in IPL. He said, why should I break my back and become like, play badly paying test cricket? And now, I don't think right now India can win with spinners in this place. Even if Ashwin has done very well, missing a fast bowling all-rounder is gonna be a big fucking deal, because we don't have Ben Stokes, okay, and we don't even have Vokes, who's right now not even the team or something. But how big a deal this is, because this is a big problem for me, that we don't have a fast bowling all-rounder, genuine all-rounder.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very big problem, and this is the reason. I know this is test series, but even in one day, we actually screwed up our formation, the team, because we were not able to have a bowling all-rounder. So we tried someone like Vijay Shankar also, which didn't turn out really well. So I think this is going to be a big problem. We can't have Jadeja being the bowling all-rounder, because his bowling will not be really effective unless there is spin on the third day, fourth day, fifth day, whatever. I don't think the match will last that much unless it rains. So yeah, this will be a problem. This will be a big problem.
Just to quickly add to it, I think it's a bigger problem. Not just if you look at one test match in isolation. This is a 5-match series. Your 3 fast bowlers are going to have so much workload. You will need another fast bowling all-rounder to take the workload from them and manage them through the 5-match series. It's not only the fifth fast bowler or fourth fast bowler, which is an all-rounder. His job is not just to take wickets, but also make sure that the 3 guys, that guy becomes a reliever for them. If someone is bowling a long spell, and it's a 5 test match series, it's going to be grueling.
Yeah, and this is the fucking world that we live in, that we have forgotten Jacques fucking Kallis, who took more than 200 wickets in test matches, more than 200 wickets in test one-day internationals everywhere, scored 14,000 runs, scored like gazillion centuries everywhere. I mean, that's the gold standard, right? That's the gold standard. I mean, right now we'll take anybody, but that's the gold standard. People don't even think about him that much, and what a fucking player that guy was, like crazy. And right now we have Pujara. What the problem with Pujara is, even if he plays well, right, at the end of the day he doesn't bowl, and he's a very ordinary fielder. People don't talk about fielding, but I would still take Jadeja, because he was going to take this one catch which will spin the match, like complete turnaround. You take catches, you win matches. And Hardik Pandya, if he was here, he's also a brilliant batsman also, right? So you wanted to pitch in quickly, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to play Jadeja as like a better batsman, because during the Durham match, the practice match, they actually gave Jadeja, they promoted Jadeja up the order. So I think they are trying to, play him not as just as a bowling all-rounder, but as a batting option, like a solid batting option, so that they can maybe have one more bowler. I think
I
that's
would
what
like to know, what do you guys think? If do you think one of the matches Akshar Patel can play that role, because the demons he created in the English batsmen in India? I know the pitches are different, the conditions are different, but there will be a psychological aspect somewhere, because the Crawleys, Sibleys, all these guys have gone crazy like when they came here. Do you think it's good to? I mean, we can try him for one of the matches?
So, as they say, snitches get stitches, right? And those pitches make the bitches. Those pitches aren't there anymore, so they won't be their bitches. Akshar's pitches, and when Akshar comes in, multiple things differ, right? Because I'm still open for it, but that means Jadeja will be out of the team, and I really don't see one scenario how this going to be better, because the pitches are not the one which you can make English people your bitches. Anything
Yeah,
different
I
you want to
agree,
add on
I
this
agree.
thing? Yeah, okay.
No, I agree. Yeah.
All right.
I agree with
Then we
you.
moving
I
on.
mean,
All right, fair enough. So snitches and everything. Okay. Now, fitness for 5 tests, the major, most important thing, because we have psychological advantage. We won a lot of matches in Australia. We beat Australia in Australia. We lost the WTC final, fine. But to have a 6-test match series, we just had one. Then the COVID concerns. You need to be super duper fit. I will be absolutely crazy to question Team India's ability. But it's also ridiculous, equally ridiculous, even more ridiculous, not to question Team India's commitment. We need Ronaldo level fitness right now, okay, to play this here. Now, all the ability to play 5 test matches counts for completely fuck all, because this is not bowling 4 overs in a match. This is bowling 40 overs in a goddamn test match and 240 overs over 6 test matches. Now, if you remember, Indian Pacers got tired in the rain-marred match against New Zealand, which actual play was only 2 days, and we were still fucking tired, and people like, oh, they haven't played much. So, okay, when you play much, then you get tired. Then you don't play much, then you also get tired. I don't understand this goddamn logic, because if not played, I should be ready, right? I'm like, James Anderson is 39 years of age and his fitness level is showing like he's 22. We just don't have the same mentality. When in the first week of May, when the IPL got shut down, you tell me, if you had those Google glasses on Rishabh Pant and Rohit Sharma and all these people, these guys are fucking eating parathas every single day. Their mothers are giving them puri, beta kha le, tu to great hai, tu to great batsman hai, tu to great hai, tu kha le. I can actually see their fucking bulge, man. And Rohit Sharma, I can see his chins. He can sell his fucking chins for millions of dollars. So what do you think about the fitness level and my long rant on these people? And do you think I'm being unfair, or do you think that will become a major factor in them not winning the matches? 5 test matches to go. 5 test matches. And by the way, if you remember, India rarely ever plays 5 test matches. We only play 2, 3 or maximum 4. But now this is the real deal.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think because we have whatever I've seen after the World Test Championship final, all the players are actually enjoying life. I think Rishabh Pant even went and stayed with some of their relatives or friends or something. That's where he got the infection. So
and he's still staying with them. They're still giving him parathas and golgappa and panipuris and whatever they call it.
So yeah, I think that's a big concern. The whole idea to stay in England was to not go through quarantine twice. They could have used this time to actually better prepare themselves, because this is cricket, there are rarely few teams which are challenging, right? Like right now to play test cricket with. There's just Australia, England, New Zealand, and
5 teams. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's all. So South Africa is in decline already.
On and off. So 4 teams only.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
4 teams. So if you don't give all your resources, or if you don't prepare, you had the time, you had this one long month, but I saw all of them were just having great time. They were not really concerned, they were not really preparing. That really concerns me. And when people say
go on, finish it. Finish it and I'll come.
Yeah, when people say that they are slow starters and we already had one test match, but there was a 1 month gap, and these people have not even held a bat in their hand. I can assure you that. So that's a problem. Yeah.
Maybe their own bat, which is in their pants. Okay. Now, as you know very well, Bhuvan, Lal, Bhargav, different names, Paul the Octopus, that everybody knows this one dialogue that Patrice Evra said. It is a joke, but it's also truth. That Patrice Evra, who used to play with Ronaldo in Manchester United, he said, if Ronaldo invites you for lunch, don't go. You don't want to fucking eat the shit that he's going to give it to you, right? That's what I'm saying. Do you think in India anybody can actually say that? And it's a genuine question, right? If Rohit Sharma invites you for lunch, you're definitely going because you're going to get tons and tons of pork momos, amazing beef curries.
I think if Kohli invites me, I may not go, but Rohit Sharma, yes, absolutely. I mean, even if Sharma, Pant, all these guys invite me, I'm very happy. But I think just a quick point on this, people sometimes tend to see fitness as just physical, do you have a paunch or a double chin, or are you physically slim, or I think we need to understand, look at our track record of injuries. It's a sport, right? There is muscles, ligaments, tendons, a lot of body parts. In Australia, we won, and it's been hailed as one of the great achievements because bloody half our team was in the hospital, nursing some injuries, except for Kohli, who had gone on paternity leave.
Who was also in the nursing home.
Yeah, who was also in the nursing home. But through the series, did you see people get even people played 2 test matches and they got injured. 1 test match, they got injured. So you're right. I think the injury is not, for me, it's less about physical fitness. It's more about how they take care of themselves, post matches, warm-ups, things like that, because we don't somehow seem to be missing it and not doing the right things. Our players seem to get more injured more often than the others.
Correct. Yeah, completely.
All right. So the next point is, again, you don't have to pitch in on this because we kind of talked about it. Again, up to you if you feel like it. So it's the England's fast bowling goldmine. Now, everybody knows Sir Jofra, because right now in this world, and we say a lot of politically incorrect things. If you're black and if you're good, we have to not call you good. We have to call you Sir, and we have to call you the greatest ever fucking person ever born. Otherwise, good. I'm a racist. Okay, but because I'm brown, I'll get away with it, and because I have this kind of hair, people think I'm gay, so I'll get away with more shit. Now, because Sir Jofra is not there, English pace bowling still looks fucking amazing. This looks like West Indian fearsome foursome from the 1970s and 80s. By the way, this is foursome is not sexually related. This is if you don't know anything about cricket. But if you feel like that way, that's completely up to you. Anderson, Broad, Woods, Stokes, Wokes, Stone, Robinson. Robinson is back, by the way, after all the racist things that he might have said 17 years ago when he was only 17 years old. Then they could not find anything from this guy. Now they blame him for that. So when I was 17, when I was doing all the nice things, and now I've become a pedophile. So people are saying, no, he's a nice person. When he was 17, he's nice. So we should not go to jail because now he's a pedophile at 27. What kind of fucking logic is that with this Robinson? But they've done exactly what they do with Salman Khan in India. They follow the same rule. They said, okay, we ban you for 9 matches, but everything else is suspended. Just the way the same thing they do with Salman Khan. Oh, you killed 2 people, no problem. We'll put you in jail for 5 years, but it's suspended. Suspended for when? 17 years later? 17 years later?
And if you say something about him, then your account gets suspended, like mine got suspended.
Posthumously suspended.
By the way, Bikram's account got suspended yesterday because he wrote something about, because I did a Tufan review when I said something about Salman Khan and he commented on Salman Khan. His account got suspended because some Salman Khan fan said something that we don't like this. And he didn't even say anything rude. And he got suspended for a day. He had to recover it from there. Like it was that bad. So we had to come. I'll talk about it later because it's getting in wrong direction. Do you feel that England, anything you want to add on this thing, that England's the quartet that they have, whosoever four fast bowlers they're going to choose apart from Jack Leach or maybe Dom Bess if he gets really lucky, they're going to be really fucking lethal. 20 wickets. And do you think that's a genuine thing that they will definitely run through? Do you think anybody can stop these people, those 4?
No, I don't think so. They are well rested. They will have the motivation because they got thrashed in India. So they'll have the motivation and it will be relentless, right? Because they also have Ben Stokes.
Ben Strength.
I think Ben Strength and Ben Stokes. So so they'll have a lot of options. 5
bowlers. They might end up having 5 bowlers.
They might end up having 5 bowlers. And lately we have not been great against spin also, so I don't know. I mean, maybe Adil Rashid or Moeen Ali can come in and take few wickets.
Rashid is not going to play.
Rashid is not there, so Moeen Ali can come. So
as a rule, yeah.
No, so I think it's all set up nicely for England because their main bowlers are rested. Their all the COVID nonsense has gotten over. So I think it will be very difficult for the Indian batsmen unless they really do something good, or they would have done something well during this 1 month period where they had the time. Now I don't know what will happen, but yeah.
All right, fair enough. So, Lal, you were talking about offline about the bench strength. So now, because of the 5-test series, right, we can't expect Anderson to play all of them. Maybe he wants to play. Let's say if he wants to play 3, that's fine. If he wants to play 4, sorry, he's going to stop this, not play the third one. And then when it doesn't actually make it worse. Then the people like Vokes or somebody who's sitting on the bench, they'll be like raring to go. He'll come out even with more fire. So I think you were talk. I'll let you talk about that. What do you think about the bench strength and the 5?
Sorry, just on the first 2 test matches, the squad's got announced. I think Vokes is not there, but
Vokes is not. He's going to come back.
Yeah, he's going to come back. So I think one of Anderson and Broad will play. I doubt, because like they want to make sure that at least one of them plays all 5. Like one of them has to play in each test matches. So I think one of Anderson and Broad will play every match, and then you have Mark Wood, Ollie Robinson. Maybe like Jack Leach or Dom Best may not get a look in the first. It depends on the pitch and the conditions, but if it's seaming and green pitch, I think they'll play with 4 fast bowlers and Ben Stokes.
Okay, according to me, what my knowledge is, I think they're not going to play with 4 and 4+1. They're going to play with 3+1, and they're going to play Jack Leach because they're going to like buffer up their batting because they're concerned. That's how they've been following. But only reason they'll play 4 fast bowlers, they feel maybe Ben Stokes cannot actually like pitch in complete like a quota of 15 odd overs per innings or something like that. But we'll find out. But I think Jack Leach is going to play. Also, there's a overrate concern happens if you just have so many fast bowlers. It's never going to be able to do 84 overs, like 90 overs in a day.
Joe Root is a bowler. He got his best figures.
As I said, pitches make bitches, right? So like it's just not the pitch. They can't really. It's going to get canned. We already talked about Rishabh Pant, so I don't want to go through too much. But I'm going to talk about a little bit that because of Rishabh Pant, Wriddhiman Saha is also was in quarantine, so they are back. But it takes some time to be prepared for a test match. Saha was always not the first choice. But in case Rishabh Pant and Wriddhiman Saha miss out, even if they don't, because we still have Shubman Gill out and couple more injuries. Shubman Gill was supposed to open. Now stars are completely aligning for KL Rahul because both the keepers are out. He's in, openers out, he's in, and then he scored a century in the warm-up match. Yeah. I mean, this can't get better for KL, right? Because KL was like not even in the contention. Suddenly he's like, I can open the fucking thing. I can be anywhere. He can come in, right. And he can come in right now. Right? So that's going to be a good. I'm not sure that's a good sign for India or not, but it's definitely a good sign for KL Rahul. And but if Rishabh Pant does not play, if he fucks up again, if he does it three-peat, but he's already done it twice, right? Corona and again Corona. Now he does a three-peat, and then there's only enough parathas you can eat, right, during Corona. Because I have never heard anybody getting sick. All I've heard is they're sitting with their relatives and eating tons of like weird shit that they're not supposed to be eating in the first place. So this was my reasons why India will lose 5-0. I think Bhuvan, you had couple more to add on this.
Yeah. I think couple of more reasons that. I think one reason we already spoke about a little bit, but not too much. One is I want to say is fielding, slip catching. Slip catching is pathetic, and we don't
understand English, right? Sorry to interrupt you because we think it's slip catching. It's supposed to slip.
Yeah, I think people aren't.
Just a language problem, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I thought it was supposed to slip.
We put powder on our hand, jellies on our hand.
Yeah, carom board powder on the hand. Anyway.
Yeah, go on.
So anyway, I think that's going to play a major role. Somehow we miss, like, I don't know who is our, like, do we have a specialist like slip fielding coach or someone? Because
we have a fielding coach.
Who is himself fat?
We tend to drop a lot of catches in the slip, and in English conditions you can expect a lot of edges to come your way, and if we don't take our chances, it's going to screw us. So I think that's one. The second point I want to make is the lower order batting. After the 6th wicket falls, it's like India falls like a pack of cards. You can rest assured, like in next 10 overs, you'll be bowled out 20 runs after the 6th wicket falls. That's it. And that's where England will cash in. English middle order will score 100 runs in the last 4 wickets. India's middle order will score 40 runs in the last 4 wickets. And the 60-run gap in every innings will build up in every match. That's is going to be a game changer.
That's
By
what-
the way,
that's-
it's called lower order battering. It's just battering completely like a dominoes.
Yes.
Sorry, go on. Yeah. Sanju Manju.
It's like we have four Courtney Walsh is batting, like, you know, after. It's just like, you know,
Jasprit Bumrah is inspirational. Like Glenn McGrath and Courtney Walsh inspirational. Jasprit Bumrah's batting is amazing. Yeah.
And that's what happened last time also. If you remember, we used to get them out, get the first 6 wickets on
Correct.
maybe 110, 120. Then Sam Curran would come in 70 years, 18 years, I don't know, and he would bash and make 50 runs, and then we will lose. That has always happened. We will take
even
wickets.
Broad and Anderson can hang around, right? Like you see
Yeah.
Broad like sticking around for long partnerships. So to me, like those 2 points will probably also add to, like, you know, reasons for why India will get whitewashed.
All right.
Right.
So these are the 5, 6, 7, 8 reasons that we think that India will lose 5-0. Can you give us the final score? Like, what do you think is the final score, Lal? Final score.
I think India will get lucky, and the final score will be 3-1.
3-1 what?
3-1 England.
England, right? Just make it clear because we have a lot of fans.
Yeah.
All right, Sanju Manju.
Yeah, I also think 3-1 because at least one match will be affected by the rain. So yeah, and one will, I think, will win like the last time we won the last test match when no one cared.
All right, let's be honest. I'm not going to be sitting on the fence, but the best case scenario I think is 3-1. And I'm still sticking to 5-zip, Mike. Definitely 5-zip. All right. So if you feel differently, anybody's watching, you can tell us your reasons. Don't send us hate comments, but if you still want to do it, please do it because you'll do it anyway. You don't want to listen to me, right? You don't listen to anybody. Do the same thing you do to Sanjay Manjrekar, but please be a little bit kinder. Don't be. Keep doing it. All right. If you want to keep watching, we'll be talking about the next podcast. We'll be talking about the 5 reasons that India will not lose 5-0 and might actually win also. Who knows? Miracles happen. It happened in Australia also. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.